Thirsty on the east side of town? Well, head to a WNST favorite, King Discount Liquors on Pulaski Highway, just inside the Beltway. They have it all.
I'm Johnny Beth down at King Liquors. Come and see me for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer.
Don't forget to give the King a ring.
Welcome back into Radio Row here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Convention Center. Drew Forrester, Casey Willett, Ray Bachman, Nasty's in the house. We're all hanging out day one at Radio Row. Our coverage brought to you all week by Toyota. Easier said than done. ToyotaLiveWeb.com, Coors Light, Rocky Run Tap and Grill, Cat's and Eye Group, and Magic Messengers. And anytime I have them on the morning show, I always like to say one of Baltimore's own, and that always gets it off to a good start. Mr. Clark Judge from CBS Sportsline. Clark, welcome in.
Oh, thanks. Good pleasure to be here.
Good to have you in the house. Monday, I mean, you're here, ready to roll.
Yeah, I was here yesterday.
You were in Sunday.
Wouldn't miss it.
First thing, real quick, before we get to talk about the game and all that, a veteran now of all these Super Bowls, are you ever amazed at how big it's gotten from a coverage standpoint?
Not
TV
now.
Cameras, everything, it's going nuts.
Not now. I was years ago, but it's taken on kind of astronomical proportions. And I think you look in here, just Radio Row. I mean, the thing that strikes me about Radio Row is it's bigger now than the print media, and that wasn't the case 10 years ago, 15 years ago. This just continues to grow. The print media continues to shrink. That's the real difference to me.
What do you think that is so much?
I think we're heading different directions. I mean, people are much more interested in audio, video, and less interested in the print media. And unfortunately, I say that as someone who worked at the Baltimore Sun.
Right, yeah, right.
And went out and covered the teams for many years in newspapers. I'm a big believer in newspapers, but it's a shrinking industry.
Clark, what's the better story? New England 30, Giants 10. It's an easy win, and they confirm 19-0, maybe the best team ever. Or Giants 27, New England 20, 16-yard touchdown throw to Burris with a minute left.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, that's a real good question. I think the better story is probably New England running the table, because now you've got history that's made. I mean, history's made here. 19-0. You've got a team that's done something nobody else has. From my vantage point, I'd like to see the other story. I mean, I'd like to see a team like this get knocked off, and I'd like to see a team like the Giants, which as a ball club nobody gave a whole lot of credit to at the beginning of the season, and shouldn't have been here, you didn't think, knock off what some people say is the greatest team of all time. I'm not one of them, but I think that would be a good for me.
Go to the Ravens real quick. The hiring of John Harbaugh now today, the retaining, as the Ravens are calling it, Rex Ryan and making him the assistant head coach.
Well, let's start with John Harbaugh first. I love that hire. I mean, I've known John for years. Great special teams coordinator. They moved him to secondary coach this year. Did a nice job with him. It's surprising only in that that's not the route you normally take to become a head coach. So he skipped the defensive coordinator, skipped the colleges, he goes straight to the top. Is he ready? Yeah, I think he is, but I know a guy who thinks he is, and that's Andy Reid. Andy Reid's very strong in him, and the question I had for Andy was, can he discipline this ball club? Is he strong enough? He said, it's a strong suit. That's what he can do best. If that's the case, I think you got the right guy.
How's that going to go over in the locker room is the question, but that's one of the reasons why you bring John Harbaugh in, right? I mean, you have to bring the players in at some point and say, all right, guys, look, let's just call it like it is. This is the guy that runs the team. He's going to do what he wants, and if you don't like it...
It's got to be a team. Can't be defense over here, offense over here.
Right.
It's got to be a team. And you mentioned Rex. I mean, getting Rex back to me is a big deal, because Rex Ryan should be a head coaching candidate somewhere. He will at some point. I mean, he should be a head coach somewhere. But getting him and keeping him, I didn't think they could. I really didn't. And if I were Rex Ryan, I'm not sure I'd want to stay there, because they've made it clear you're not head coaching material. But the fact that they kept him is a big coup for the Ravens.
Clark Judge with us from CBSSportsline.com as we are here live at Radio Row. Super Bowl 42, of course, is not until Sunday, but we've got coverage for you all week from 10 to 6 here at the Phoenix Convention Center. Go back real quick to the story, Giants-wise. If they wind up winning somehow, bigger story, Eli or the Tom Coughlin rebirth, if you will?